Topic for Group 5 is over Service Employees International Union, presented by Julia Bautista, Melissa Cox, Lucas Galvez, Connor Menifee. What led to its formation? The Service Employees International Union was created in Chicago, Illinois in 1921. There's debate to whether another union in Chicago's Flat Janitors Union is the same as the SEIU. Regardless of how one views the matter, the Chicago Flats Janitor Union inspired the SEIU to become what it is today. Many of the founders of the SEIU were foreign immigrants that lived under bad conditions. Because of these conditions, the immigrants could only get hired for common jobs that were needed for a business, such as janitors and window washers. Many of these immigrants were hoping to get a job that would lead them out of these conditions, but the jobs that they were getting were in worse conditions than their own living spaces. Thus, multiple employees who did not want to work under bad conditions created the SEIU in hopes to make their lives better. The SEIU was created to have two main objectives: to make employees have higher pay and work under better conditions. The SEIU was successful in its establishment, helping support multiple strikes in Chicago, and would eventually expand to be statewide within the following years. Who are the key players? William F. Quessy was a labor leader that became the union's first president of the Building Service Employees International Union. He was the son of German immigrants. His purpose for the union was to help provide workers with high-paying jobs and better working conditions. SEIU's motivation is improving the lives of workers and their families and creating a more just and humane society. His famous quote said, "We are composed of all creeds, colors, and nationalities, and do not allow anyone to use prejudice in the organization against each other." How many members? Who are its members? The Service Employees International Union currently has close to 2 million union members. SEIU started in 1921 and grew from Chicago Flat Janitors Union, founded by William Quessy in 1902. He worked as a janitor for 2 years before forming a union, wanting to make the janitor job respectful and long-lasting. After moving to Oklahoma years later, William Quessy returned to Chicago and continued to organize the union. He pulled together a handful of local leaders within a few months of returning. Soon, this union grew large with many janitors who advocated for respect, healthy living, and fair wages while continuing to grow. William Quessy passed away at the age of 48 from cancer. After this, the SEIU grew even larger, eventually gaining members statewide. Later, this union expanded into public employees and healthcare services, and in 1968 took its new name, the Chicago Headquartered Union. Andy Stern was immediate president of the SEIU, serving from 1996 to 2010, and currently Mary Kay Henry is international president of the SEIU. Description of local branch. SEIU has a branch in Houston, Texas. SEIU Texas has secured 6,000 workers with better wages across the state. They have been fighting for better pay, benefits, paid time off, retirement security, and job security, and have united their beliefs in the dignity and worth of workers. This union is committed to raising industry standards as well as making lives better for working families. Why is it important in the overall labor movement? The Service Employees International Union is important to the overall labor movement because it helps unify members in the beliefs of respect and dignity through the services they provide. The SEIU helped contribute to raising wages, decreasing employee turnover, communication, and increasing living standards for service members from all nationalities within the workforce. SEIU formed from the Chicago Flat Janitors Union and helped many immigrant workers who experienced the downside of these contributions they advocated for. Now the Service Employees International Union is the fastest growing union in North America and includes members from the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico. They help workers with services to help better their lives. How has it changed over time? The SEIU started out as the BSEIU, or the Building Service Employee International Union, stemming from the Chicago Flat Janitors Union after it was unable to keep organization. The union was originally organized for janitors and window washers in 1921. Elevator operators in Manhattan realized how essential they were to the large skyscrapers, and due to low wages and how they were being treated, went on strike in 1934. This strike enabled the elevator operators to win their union rights, joining the BSEIU. In 1941, healthcare workers started organizing after being inspired by the elevator operators' strike, with the first contract negotiated with San Francisco Hospital Conference. Following the healthcare workers in 1953, thousands of public hospital workers in LA County were organized. Due to the growing numbers of workers whose service were not only specific to buildings, the union changed its name to Service Employees International Union in 1968. By 1975, women workers, who were part of the 9 to 5 National Association of Working Women, joined the SEIU in order to provide their members with a stronger backing. In the early 1980s, SEIU began organizing home care workers. In 1992, the SEIU has reached 1 million members. Airport workers began uniting in 1999. Security officers from many industries joined the union in 2000. In 2005, childcare workers organized and won their union. In 2008, the SEIU reached 2 million members. Fast food workers joined the fight in 2012 to acquire higher wages, followed by higher education workers in 2013. The SEIU is left of center in political support. The union has been a member of the Democratic Alliance since it was founded in 2006, funding nearly $295,000 to the alliance in 2015. In 2021, the SEIU celebrated 100 years. Today, with just over 2 million members across multiple states, the union serves workers from a multitude of industries to include hospital, nursing home, public schools, universities, airports, libraries, law enforcement, and commercial office buildings. The SEIU represents both private sectors and public sector workers. The union prides itself of diversity. Their vision is stated as, "We believe in and fight for our vision for a just society, where all workers are valued and all people respected, no matter where we come from or what color we are, where our families are committed, can thrive. There we leave a better and more equitable world for generations to come." What are the significant events in its history? The SEIU had multiple key events in their history. However, the ones in this presentation are the ones that are most important. The significant event for SEIU is elevator operator strike in 1934. This strike was big for SEIU because it was the organization's first time leaving Illinois to support a strike. The strike also led the SEIU to merge with another union in New York to have a wider presence in the United States, which started SEIU's expansion across the country. Nearly a decade later, the SEIU expanded into a new country, Canada, to help employees going through similar conditions than those in the United States. Although the SEIU's presence in Canada mainly revolved around healthcare, they are still willing to help those standing up against their business. The SEIU also had a presence during the Civil Rights Movement and Women's Suffrage Movement, which helped add more members into the union. This buildup of members during these movements would lead to the SEIU reaching 1 million members in 1992, which is a massive number of any union. The SEIU is still expanding to this day and is supporting multiple issues going on in businesses today. In 2010, the SEIU elected its first female president, Mary Kay Henry, to lead the union and continue the union's objective. Over 100 years old now, the SEIU is still in operation and helps employees in strikes around the country.